Melissa, good evening. This is James. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for adjusting your schedule to be with us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7:03, so we'll call this meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. You can all rise. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next order of business is the swearing in of our newly elected council members. That includes myself, Mr. Steve Lewis, for you guys that have never met him, and Tony Hawf. So Jeff will go ahead and proceed over our swearing in.
Yeah, if you want to come
All
out
together
here to the front. And we'll make you repeat after me. So just raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully perform the duties of council member of this town, and that I will support and defend the charter thereof, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and the United States of America. If you do so swear and affirm, please say I do.
I do.
Congratulations, you are thereabouts.
I was hoping we weren't going to have to repeat all that.
I should have. I should have.
Takes a little longer to remember us.
Okay, before we move on for a minute, I'd like to have Steve take a few minutes, tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself.
I'm Steve Lewis. I've lived in Talking Rock since 2012. My wife and I, Audrey, own Shadow Creek Antiques here on Main Street. We live upstairs in our building and we see everything that goes on in town.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you, Steve, and look forward to working with you. Okay, next order of business is the election of Mayor Pro Temp. I've been doing the Mayor Pro Temp for the past year, maybe year and a half, not for sure. But because I was re-elected, we need to make a motion and consider electing me. Doing it at this point, we've got Melissa, so it's pretty much me taking over, continue doing as Mayor Pro Temp. So if I have a motion.
I so move.
Okay, second that motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Melissa? Okay.
Yes.
All right, awesome, thank you. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is public recognition of Andrea Watson. So Andrea had been serving the town council for the last 4 years. We are going to show a more official recognition, but we had to wait on a couple of things. But I wanted to say publicly that I appreciate all that she did. Very sweet lady. I met her 4 years ago when we went to the training together. She was here majority of the time, more than anybody else. Really a public servant and really did very well. So I just wanted to say publicly that I appreciate everything that she did, and thank you for all her contributions for the town of Talking Rock. Okay. Next on the agenda is the resignation of Mayor Randy Banks and Council Member Jeremiah Stone. We received tonight the resignation letters that Jeff has. Buffy has provided copies to the council members, but whoever else would like a copy of it, please let me know and we'll make sure that you get that. And those resignations were as effective immediately, but on the letters I think it was for Randy December 15th and then either the 31st for Jeremiah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right. Next is the approval of the December 21 meeting minutes. So you can take a look at that. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for last month?
Make a motion we approve the meeting minutes for last month.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, each of y'all can sign that. Okay, all right, now to old business. So last month, we had the announcement for the maintenance contract. Buffy had showed me, I have 2 sealed bids. I know what those sealed bids are. I mean, I know who the individuals are that submitted them. Jerry's one of them. Since I've taken over as mayor, I'm going to continue looking at these bids for another 30 days. I've already had an agreement with Jerry since he's already been our previous maintenance contractor. He's going to continue on an hourly basis until we solidify this and we carry it on. So we're going to bring this topic back up for next month's agenda. Okay?
Have the bids already been opened?
The bids have not been opened. Questions?
My question is, how can you review them if you're not going to open them in public forum?
We're not, as the mayor, if I'm taking over, I want to continue for another 30 days.
Okay.
Thank you. Next is the position of town clerk. Since I just taken over as mayor, I have several resumes that I need to review.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Pro Tem. I will review these resumes and then I'll make a decision within the next 30 days. Okay? Financial reports. The financial reports are still in disarray from the last administration, so we're going to continue. Since I'm the mayor now in charge, I'm going to review these documents. We have it, each one of you have those. We'll talk about at the end of this where we're going to do our working sessions, and so we'll review those. Starting tomorrow, myself and another individual, Buffy, will be on the signature cards at the bank, so we can review those banking accounts. I have several questions with them. And then we'll be able to review those and approve those for next month. Okay? Any questions about that?
Who's the other person going to be? You've got to vote on it. Okay, new business. Since being in here and supporting the town for the last 4 years, I've got to meet a lot of people in town and city of Jasper, Nelson, Pickens County in general. So I've heard and talked to several folks about supporting our town council. As you're fully aware, a few minutes ago we had a resignation from Jeremiah Trotter. So we have Stone. Please, if you can hold your comments till the end, you'll have an opportunity to speak. Comments don't matter.
You will have an opportunity to speak at the end. If you disrupt it again, I'm going to ask you to leave. Okay? That's what you're doing, Cheryl.
But I am a public citizen.
You're doing this
I'm just trying
because
to get
it's
you
your
to
last
do it
stand. I'm
the
not going to
proper
allow you to do
protocol.
it. I'm not going to allow you to disrupt this meeting. It is what it is. So accept it, please. So I have reached out to our community, and Mary Bregantini, if you could please rise. I've spoke to her in the past. She has moved here from Milwaukee, and I'll let her tell her a little bit about herself, but she has wanted to get involved with the town. I've known her for the last 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, I'm Mary Bregantini, and my husband Dan and I moved to Talking Rock in 2019, as James said. I did prepare for the council members a little bio, and did you receive it?
I did. I just got it at the last minute, but you can pass those out.
May I
Hand those
approach,
to-
please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You can pass those out. That just tells you a little bit about my professional and academic background. So if you'd like to review that, I won't bore everybody with all of that information. But Dan and I moved here, as I mentioned, in 2019, and we just love the town of Talking Rock. I've traveled extensively throughout my life, and this town really is unique. It's a wonderful little town. And when James reached out to me about this position, I was really honored. I don't know if I was at the top of his list or the bottom of his list, but that doesn't matter. I'm excited about it, and I'm a little nervous, and I really do appreciate the opportunity to be considered by you to join the town council and serve this community. It's a special community, and I think that my professional and academic experience really transfers well to the role of a city council member. I think that growth and development is inevitable. As we all know, things are moving along at a breakneck speed as far as development goes in the area, and I do believe that transparency and inclusion as far as making decisions is vitally important, and I'm ready and willing to help out if you choose to have me do so.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you all for your time.
Awesome. After talking with Mary several times, I know she's passionate about supporting the town and supporting the citizens of the town. I think she would make a great council member, so take that in consideration. Any other comments, questions? Okay, so if that, looking for, do I have a motion to replace her for Jeremiah Stone's current position?
I make a motion that we replace Jeremiah with Mary Bregantini.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Melissa?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, welcome aboard, Mary. You come up here and have a seat.
I guess I need to swear you in. Get your own private one. I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully perform the duties of council member of this town, and that I will support and defend the charter thereof, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and the United States of America. If you do so swear and affirm, please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And you know as much as I did the first day I started, so you're ahead. Okay, second on the new business is the banking responsibilities. Since it's already been asked to me, we'll go ahead and talk about it. It's on the agenda. Since the last folks were on the signature card, myself and Buffy will be on the signature card, but I think it's imperative that we have a third individual, a council member. So we have the council members right now, Steve, Tony, Melissa, and Mary. So I'd like to have a person on the signature card in case there's any issues with the banks, but that's with all our accounts. And the individual that we vote for, we'll do that as soon as possible. I'd like to do it tomorrow as soon as possible so we can get on that signature card. Okay? Jeff, how I do this? I want to make a motion.
I have a motion to appoint yourself, Buffy, and whoever else to do that.
Do I ask for volunteers out of the four for the third signature?
You can, sure.
Anybody want to volunteer for that? Melissa? Mary?
I'll volunteer.
Steve? Okay, you, all right. So I make a motion, or do I have a motion to have myself, Steve Lewis, and Buffy Holcomb authorized on the signature card for the accounts for the town of Talking Rock?
I'll make a motion that we have yourself, Buffy, and Steve on the accounts and public.
Okay.
I second.
Too much memorizing.
Slow down. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right. All in favor? Melissa?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, for the last couple of weeks, in anticipation of the resignation of Randy, I started reaching out to several folks. I've had public meetings with Mr. Lawrence and Chris Stansel and some other folks. And I started meeting with our fire department, both Larry and Glenn, and then Jerry, who's our current maintenance folks, and trying to get an idea of some of the responsibilities here. As the Mayor Pro Temp, I want to publicly announce that I've had zero transition with the mayor. So I'm asking for patience, understanding how I try to figure things out as I go. That's why I've asked Buffy to temporarily fill in as the town clerk, because she had filled that spot before, okay? One of the things that I initially want to do, and I think it's important to do, is that we need to replace all the locks on this building and all the property of the town of Talking Rock. I've been told by several folks that several people have access, and we're going to put that and control that as much as possible. So I want to make a motion. At this time, I do not know that cost, but I think we have a general idea. It's not going to be that expensive, and I will post, once I get those numbers to find out the estimates for those replacements, I will let everybody know for that. But we can do it two ways. I did some similar estimates, and I have a $1,000 threshold. I think that's fair enough to this point. I don't anticipate it being over that. But I think it's imperative that we do it as soon as possible, okay?
You know how many locks there are?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I'm supposed to meet with Jerry to let me know what other, after speaking with Larry, this is the only building that I know of, but I want all the locks or all the doors replaced in this building.
There's 2 at the pavilion for the restrooms.
Yep.
And
In those restrooms?
those restrooms and the storage facility at the pavilion.
Okay, great. Yep, that's all I needed to know, and I'll verify that as well. So unless you disagree, I would like to change those as well.
Does the Kubota or tractor have a lock on it?
I'm not for sure.
I think it's just stored there.
Just the key that came with it.
Yeah, and Jerry has that key.
Oh, okay.
But we could talk about that in our working session.
Last time when we changed the locks when Randy came in, it was about $600 for all of them. It's a proper protocol.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, yeah. So do I have a motion to approve replacing all the locks on the town of Talking Rock's property?
And maybe just say up to.
Up to $1,000. Thank you, sir.
I so move.
You make a motion?
I make a motion
Of what?
to change the locks on the Talking Rock property
Okay,
Up
in
to
excess of.
up to $1,000.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Melissa. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, awesome, thank you. The next is in the same, and looking at all the equipment in the town hall itself, I recommend that we look into having a security system, not only for the building, but the pavilion. I talked to Larry about it. There was flood grant money for the cameras or the security over at the pavilion. But since this is a small area, I don't think it'll be too expensive to do that. We don't have to put that to a vote right now because I have 2 estimates that I've already looked into, and I'm meeting with 2 different companies. And I need to look at the situation and show me where they recommend to have those for the footprint of the building. Any questions or comments about that? I think that's going to be it's going to be at a cost. That cost might be significant. So before we put it at a vote, I want to get 3 estimates on that.
For cameras over there?
Mhm,
I
for
thought
cameras.
there was a camera over there.
There is. I've got to make sure that it's still in working.
We don't know if it
No.
works.
They are not operational, they were flooded out.
And I need to make sure that we have it for the building. It's more importantly the building.
This meeting?
Yep. Any questions? Okay. All right, next on the agenda is the working session. So for the 4 years I've been here, we've never had a working session. We're gonna start having working sessions. I think it's imperative. It allows us off the record with no voting to talk about discussions. It allows the council members to put their input in the agenda. We're going to change a lot of things that we've done in the past, but we're going to be more open to discussions, more of a thought process. It's not going to be singled from one individual and their agenda. It's going to be the purposes of the town and the citizens of the town. So I think it's imperative that we have working sessions. My recommendation for that is we hold our town council meeting the first Thursday of every single month at 7 o'clock. If you, the council members, are good with that time at 7 o'clock, I recommend that we do a working session every first Thursday starting at 5:30. That gives us 5:30 to approximately 6:30 with a 30-minute window before we start the actual town council meeting. And that allows us to adjust the agenda, add any topics, discussions, things like that. Any questions?
We can call other working sessions as needed.
As needed,
During-
yes. But we are going to establish a monthly working session prior to the town council meeting. Any concerns, questions about the 5:30?
No.
Shouldn't take more than an hour, it's just us. It'll be publicized locally to everybody, be open to the public, there'll be no voting. Okay?
Yep.
So do I have a motion to approve our monthly working sessions prior to a town council meeting, starting at 5:30 on the first Thursday of every month?
Yes.
I'll make a motion. That we have a working session, 5:30, on the first Thursday of every month.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Melissa?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, so Buffy will push that out. Working session on the February 3rd at 5:30, and then the town council meeting at 7 p.m. Okay, that's all I have for old business and new business. I'll talk that next second. Now, next is open forum for the citizens of the Talking Rock. Any things that you guys have, questions, concerns, comments? Melissa, she doesn't need to be there? Yeah.
Unless you just want
Melissa, you're good if you want to hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
With all of the security system and doors and locks, can we secure the caboose also?
We can, yeah. So forgive me. So great questions. You got to teach me. Again, no transition whatsoever with the previous mayor. So I'm learning every second of the day. So if that is something that needs to be locked, absolutely. So if I haven't identified anything, all property that is owned by the town of Talking Rock that needs to be secured, that's what the intent is.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Jordan?
Charlie.
Charlie?
My name is Charlie. I've lived in the town of Talking Rock for 20 plus years.
Sir, hold on for a second. Yes, Melissa?
I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with what you just talking about, but, the building that, we purchased, are we still getting that moved? It just,
Yes, we're still getting it moved. We've just got to work on it and understand the logistics and find out how we can do it. Yes.
okay.
Ready?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Charlie. Go
Start
ahead.
again. Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you, Charlie.
My name is Charlie. I've lived in the town of Talking Rock 20 plus years. I've known Cheryl and Randy for that long or longer. I know how hard both Randy and Cheryl has worked for this town. A lot of times they worked without any compensation. This place wasn't quite a ghetto when Cheryl Sand became mayor 20-some years ago, but it was close to it. Through the years, Cheryl and Randy has done a tremendous job of improving this town. Look around you, a lot of the stuff that you see here now is under their administration. You people, you council members got a big job ahead of you. Because you got to improve the town even better. And if you think you're going to be liked because you're a council member, I'm going to tell you something. I was there at one time. There's going to be people not going to like you for the decisions you have to make. At any rate, I supported Cheryl and Sam through the years, and I still support her. I think she's done a wonderful job. I'm sorry to see Randy resign, but I kind of hope the new council can carry this town into a better position what we're in now. So that's about all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, sure.
First, I want to say I do hope that this council can carry the town forward. I don't want anything to happen to the town. Please understand. Hey, I've worked too hard to get where it is. I'm going to stand guard and make sure you don't let it slide back where it was. As far as Heritage Days, James made a thing about it would be better next year. I hope it is. I've worked hard to build it up to what it is, and I want to see it continue to grow. It will have to be without me. I am like Mark Grizzle, and I'm not doing it out of irritation with anybody. I'm tired, and you find out it takes a lot of work. Steve kind of knows, Mark kind of knows. It takes a lot of work to pull off Heritage Days. But my thing is, James, you're going to have to stop putting the previous administration down. Okay? You keep saying, you and Tony have said the numbers don't add up. I have repeatedly asked what numbers don't add up. Y'all have repeatedly refused to provide me with those numbers. Okay? And if the innuendos and all doesn't stop, then y'all can be sitting at the defense table with James. Because I've already hired a litigation. Because it's not right for somebody to call and report you and try to stop you from voting. And just because your car is parked, I knew the rules. I asked for permission to do that. And yet 911 was called to have me removed. The deputy could not remove me because I was doing nothing wrong. So I'm giving y'all fair warning. It better stop.
Anybody else? I'm excited with the new administration, and I'm excited for the responsibility. I appreciate everything that's been done in the past as a citizen of the town. I want what's best for the citizens, not myself. This is not my personal gain. For record, myself, no one on this get paid for their services. It's completely volunteer. That will change at some point, but at this point, and since I've been here for 4 years, it's been on a volunteer basis. I'm excited about what lies ahead and the improvements that we can do and build on what has been done to this point. But this administration is going to be completely transparent, open to any discussions, the way we do our finances, our projects, any improvements that we do. It'll be completely transparent, and it will be for the benefit of the citizens of the town, not my personal gain. One of the things I will make sure as Mayor Pro Temp, I will have no ability to buy anything. That'll go through my town clerk or other avenues. But I'm going to be completely transparent of that. And everything will balance out. I promise you and I assure that every day. We'll have my email on our website, my phone number. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, improvements, anything like you'd like to see, don't hesitate to reach out to me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm excited for this. I guarantee I'm going to prove everything that we do here. And I'm excited for the challenge. I've been doing this for the last 35 years, being in charge of folks, money, and seeing what we can do to improve it. I have been successful. I don't have a tarnished career. I'm not trying to tarnish anybody's career. I just make observations myself, and we'll see what happens, okay? All right. Any other questions, comments? Okay.
James, one thing, did y'all consider the credit card for Bethany so that she can buy supplies? The account is still open, we just canceled the 2 cards.
I have it.
And there is a resolution there that I prepared for that.
Jeff, do I have to make a motion for that, or can I just approve that?
Who could be authorized on the credit card?
Yeah.
I guess ideally y'all would vote on it.
Okay, all right. I thought that I could just do that myself.
We may be able to. But
Yeah. All right, so as I'd stated before, I do have that resolution right here. Again, myself, Steve, Buffy will be on the signature card. I do want Buffy as the town clerk to have access to a credit card. Only her for a credit card, and this will be purposes that's decided within the town, okay? So do I have a motion to continue with that with the town clerk having a credit card for town business?
A motion that we have a credit card for the city clerk for town business.
You just jumping right in, ain't you?
I second that motion.
Steve, do I have a second?
Yes,
Thank
you have a second.
All in
I jumped
favor?
over it.
All right, appreciate it. You guys will have to sign that as well. Good. Thank you.
Did y'all vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you vote?
Yep. Said all in favor? Everybody voted? And this is for the insurance as well. So. And the banking account as well. Okay, any other last comments, questions, concerns? Okay, next meeting is scheduled, again, the working group is scheduled for February 3rd, 2022 at 5:30, and the next town council meeting is at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody.